See, just players need to finish map. As mentioned, placements are going to be used for Swiss. I'm very curious about the pace. I do not remember what were the top times a bit. I believe after a BTL will end, I want to get author time on this map. Because author time on this map is actually pretty challenging. Alright, it's time for BTL group stage. The check-in rounds is starting. 8 minutes for them to set a time. The times will be used as seeding later on. But it's only for round 1. So, of course, they want to set as best time as possible to get an easier matchup. Just to have an easier Swiss altogether. And they should all be good. If you speak about on who are the players and how they got here, so there were 10 invited players, and 6 of them qualified from the placement event. The players who got invites were basically people who have something notable behind them. They have done something, let's just say like that, that makes their name stand out within either the local scene or international scene. So, for example, Dvinho probably is a name that some people have heard. Auris, Creedy, Kuzi, Karluki, some might have heard as well. Ziren, Bits. Like, there are some players who kind of have earned their spot based off some of their actions, and yeah. But there were 6 slots also who are people who kind of qualified themselves into this from the placement event. Those players, I believe, were IDSP, Markelli, Lamalapas, Karluki and Crazy Cats, for example, qualified as well. Iava qualified from the placement event. So there are players like that as well. So the basically how this will work is that people who will make it out of groups today will also get an invite for summer season, which is gonna happen already. I have set dates for that and everything like that. I have even some things already work in progress regarding that event already. So we'll have to see how everything does look like and work out in the practice when that time comes around. But you know, we're currently in the spring season. There were 2 cases of 2 players who confirmed their invites but had to sadly say no. One of them was Nustik. Probably many people have heard of Nustik a bit. One of the Estonian players at least. He has this Min-like vibe a bit, if that makes sense. If you know who Min is. And yeah, sadly he got a work-related injury, so he can't play in the events. But so sadly he kinda won't be playing today. And the other player is Tan. Tan also one of the players a bit up there, and Tan was, I believe, also was top 8 in the last Baltic League. He was number 1 in Estonia and number 1 in Baltics in campaign in the last season. And when are the servers open? After this qualification ends. Or not qualification, the seeding. But there's still a lot of good Estonians. 3D is looking... Oh, 58. 58s are good. Even 59 lows are pretty good, honestly, on this map. What's gonna be the most successful nation? Honestly, the level for this BTL is so stacked, I have no idea. I have seen so many diverse tier lists and everything like that. Like, my wildcard, realistic wildcard is Insider. I think that guy's gonna surprise. I'm a bit of a shame Morioka declined and Sander declined the invites. Morioka, I believe, could not play due to studies or something like that, or small a burnout. And Sander was the one with the burnout, sorry. And sadly we won't get to see them play. Kimi as well was one of the players who was an invite sent for Elite, an Estonian tech player. A very, very good player. Also pretty solid mapper as well. So those people also were invited, but had to decline due to... But they mentioned that they had a small burnout, but other than that would be playing. But yeah, the prize pool for this is like 340 euro, which is basically the same as a monthly salary in countryside of Latvia. So it's not too shabby as well. After this message from the sponsor, it was at least it sponsor did suggest that the prize pool is split out between the top 8 players. But we'll have to see how everything works like that. Also, one thing to mention that if you remember the FastPoint skins that were like from very good while back actually, like some of the prices from that were also put forwards this prize pool, just something a bit. So that's also something, one of the ways how the prize pool kind of came to be. There originally was also a plan to have like a unique custom Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia skins, and it basically every single time someone gets the skin, then they contribute to the prize pool. But maybe if things work out, then it could be put in place for next year. Because I have seen some custom country skins as well, so it would be cool ones that there's some new local ones as well to keep some things a bit fresh. Okay, how's the seeding looking like in the meanwhile? Greedy first, Dvinho, Auris, Kuzi, Karlupki, Iava, Bits. Okay, okay. I think for many people, predictions are absolutely in the mud. Oh, Ervito made in time. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, all players are on the server. Lama Lapis is a bit mudded. But yeah, the times are looking pretty close. 0.4 gap between the top 9. This is the hardest map, by the way, in the full. This was intentionally put in to, you know, very separate the gap. This is definitely the most challenging map. The rest of the maps are a bit more track of the day, if that makes sense, because they all started from like it's accessible for players to play in the amateur tournament, have a very pleasant time in the tournament, which will be the case for next time around as well. There's gonna be a placement event and an amateur tournament as well. So I'll have to see. 1 minute left. Ziren as well. Okay, okay. Oh, this could be so fun to watch in rounds. Because this is the hardest map. I'm curious how close it's gonna be to every previous one. So like the average pace so far is like around like 0.2 from world record, I believe. Like the top times. A lot of people have been playing in secret as well. Like playing offline. Basically not revealing their public times. And everything like that. So we'll see how this is, because the field is definitely looking very close. I think this is definitely the most stacked Baltic League so far. Even with the ton, despite not having like 6 or 7 notable Baltic players playing, the level is still pretty up there. Of course, it's nothing like TMGL or whatever, but considering to what the level was like, let's say a year ago, or 2 years ago especially, like if you compare in such like time gaps, then like it's very noticeable increase. Okay, Dvinho, a small improvement. So the way how this will work is that after the teaming, it will end. Like there was a bit of a balance seeding, so despite it being like as a check-in or whatever, how can I say this? Basically the players who do get a higher seed will get an easier match for their round 1. So it will allow them their, let's say, round 2 of Swiss, round 3 of Swiss is where their challenge starts. So they'll get relatively free rounds. We'll have to see how everything does look like. I'm gonna have a small sneak peek of the time attack seedings. If we can see the leaderboard so far, would be very nice so I can update it. Okay, looks like the matches are up. So let me quickly fill in the seeding. So seed number 1 we have is Greedy. Greedy is seed number 1. Then we have Ziren, who is seed number 2. Then we have Dvinho, who is seed number 3. Then we have Auris, seed number 4. Wait, I missed Dvinho. wait. I missed Dvinho in the list. Then it's Kuzi, 5th. Okay. Bit 6th at the moment. Then we have Insider 7th. Then it's Karluki 8th. Karluki, where's Karluki? Karluki 8th. 9th is IDSP. 10th is Arvito. 11 Eva. Then is Marcelli. Crazy Cats. And Lama Lapas at the bottom. Lama Lapas actually, I don't know how he qualified, but he somehow did made it to the main event. Okay, so if you see the matches right now, let me show this. Zack. Okay, so these are the matches for round 1. So which one do you want to see actually? Because there is Greedy, Karluki, IDSP, Auris, Kuzi, Marcelli, Crazy Cat, Ziren, Insider, Arvito, Dvinho, Bits, Iava, Lama Lapas. 3, 4, 2. I see 2 2s so far. 2 4s, 3 4s. I see 4 a bit more. So Dvinho, Bits, Iava, Lama Lapas. Do we take that as the round 1? Alright, right. We go for. The public says 4, so we go 4 then. Alright, right. So now, the way how it's gonna work is that it's just gonna be basic cup mode match. And if you want to watch yourself the matches, it would be awesome if you can send me on Discord the account ID, and then I'll share you the chance to watch the matches from in-game server as well. That would be, if that's possible, then yeah. Match 4 doing this IRL. Oh yeah, oh okay, we have the dings bumps. Okay, I have set up the server UI a bit, so it looks a bit fancier a bit. There should be fancy, you know, displays and everything like that. Like, this is not like, you know, on stream. This is like built-in server. So we'll have to see. I'm very, very curious how things do look in practice as well. It will rotate to the FastPoint logo as well in like 30 seconds. At least if it works properly. Wow. Testing out new features, I see. But yeah, there's basically some stuff that I wanted to test out and see if it works and everything like that. If everything works properly, there could be also the what's it called, like the name tags of teams and everything like that. But yeah, yeah, I need the account ID. Would be awesome if you can. If you want to watch it, then you can send me in DMs and I will give you the access. Okay, the way how this will work is that nah, I mean, I don't need a credit card. No, I'm not scummy like that. No. But basically, the way how this will, we have 80 points cup mode, so it's gonna be relatively blitzy rounds. So I basically get through Swiss quite quickly, and that's the way how that will work. I'm very, very curious if the things on the side will work here as well, because I have not set them up ever, and I kind of wanted to see if it works for cup mode. Basically, that overwrites the old script for the that was previously for World Tour, or not World Tour, the old TMGL World Cup, and it kind of created a system that overwrites it. And I kind of I have never done it, so I kind of wanted to see what you know, if it works everything like it is. So after this match will end, if it does end quicker, then I will probably jump on to some other matches and see what is up there. What's the point system? It's the good old classic cup mode, till 80 points. Points repartition is 10, 6, 4, 3. So in round 1, round 2, and round 3 of Swiss, it's 1v1v1 matches. So it's like 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. But in round 4, in round 5, it's 6 people and top 3 advance. But the points limit is the same, so it's gonna be making a bit more, let's just say, a bit more compact ending of the Swiss rounds. And I absolutely love this format that's created. It makes it definitely quite interesting. Alright, first round. Let's see how this will go. We're starting on Amplitude. Looks like the dings bumps on the sides did not really work, but oh well. Still, at least you know who is who, so that's good. Okay, so as public suggested, we're watching round match 4. So, to give an idea of who these guys are, I think most people definitely know Bits. One of the more experienced players in Baltics overall. Eva is a player who has been playing from TM2 days, like started around that time. Used to play in NS, if you remember, like N Skirmishers team and everything like that. Lamalapas actually originally was an ice player, but he kind of has played here and there. Has been a bit of a trolla here and there, but actually has some decent backend as a player, but he's definitely way better on ice than other styles. He actually had a very crazy way how he managed to get into... Oh, what a crazy fight already. It's round 1 and we barely started already, like banger rounds at the top. But yeah, basically, he's definitely the weakest player in the elite division. And Dvinho is Dvinho, so nothing crazy there. Dvinho is a player who started on the new game. Many people know for what he's hunting and some stuff like that. And yeah, I think everyone knows Dvinho, so I don't think I need to really introduce to international scene on who Dvinho is. He's a UK lad as well, so he's double citizenship. Since he has a Latvian passport, he does play in this tournament. He was originally representing Latvia mainly, but then he kind of switched to UK and he's like bouncing around between the two communities. Okay, Lamalapa's bit mudded, but still pretty close fights. Dvinho is the upper seed in this match. Wait, let me double check if that really is the case. Yeah, Dvinho is the upper seed, Bits is the second seed, or seed number 6, and Eva is seed number 11. Oh, what a close round already. Oh, what a nice one. Actually, this is a slower round. Eva had a way faster time. Eva had a 59-2 on this. But yeah, still pretty not too shabby of a round. Dvinho does get the 10-pointer though. So we're playing 3 rounds on each of the maps, and then we jump to the next one. In each of the Swiss stage rounds, the map order is the same on every single match, but how can I say this? Like the map order is the same on every round, except in the very, very grand final of the playoffs, where there's gonna be a pick and ban, where the player who does come from the upper bracket does receive an advantage of choosing the first map order. So that will be the place where there's only gonna be some pick and bans happening and everything like that. Yeah, Bits is slowly enabling his teleport a bit here and... Oh, unfortunate touch. Like the level, even on a map like this, I think this is gonna be the map with the biggest gaps, especially because this is round 1. So we're gonna see, I feel like, the weakest rounds out of the bunch here. Yeah, Dvinho definitely needs that 10-pointer. And I believe that will be the last round on Amplitude. Oh, I thought actually that he might get sniped. Okay, the good times we might see on Amplitude are around like 58. So every single time you see a 58, that is pretty good. So that's kind of the main thing you kind of want to see. If you see a player do a 58, that's good. That's pretty good, especially for rounds. I can't do a 58 yet. Maybe after the event ends, I will try to bit hunt the map and get a 58 myself. Alright, the second map is Chimera. Fun fact, Chimera was originally a map for a UK-Ireland tournament, but I did modifications with the map to make it accessible and fix some of the issues. There is still a bit of a lot of people have been complaining about the ice slides, for example, this one. Yeah. So it was submitted to a UK-Ireland tournament, but it was not approved. So I did a bunch of modifications to the map to have it, be playable. Because the original version had awful end. And the start was not good. Like I added this thing and a bit, did some tweaking and everything like that. Because on the old version of Chimera, there was full ice parts after the very... Also, this part was extended, so that part is a bit better, because previously you just had jumped in the wall and there was no way to maintain grip. To speak about in this match, in theory, Dvinho peak-wise should be the best, because the guy has been playing a lot. Let's just say it like that. Oh yeah, in the original part, there's a finish, but instead there would have been an ice slides to the left, like when a very long spiral for like 10 whole seconds or something. Yeah, 0.4. 0.4 is a pretty good time, let's just say it like that. 0.4s are, I believe... Wait, let me triple check. Let's boot up tm.io. I'm kind of curious, how fast is a 0.4? Oh, so world record here is a 0.2. And 0.4 is... Okay, so 8 people can do a 0.4, so... that's pretty good then. Lamalapas is struggling as always. Actually, a bit of a... Quite a dispersed round. Dvinho lost a bit of gear there. Honestly, there's bigger gaps than on Kimet. What is Bits doing? Yeah, Bits definitely not having the best of rounds. Or best of matches. Because actually, with this system, one thing to mention, we play till 2 winners. However, 3rd and 4th seed does matter a bit. So even if the players, who is number 3 and number 4, do not finish out, they will still be given the either seed 3 or seed 4 disadvantage or disadvantage. How do you see in that situation? Is even no crash as well, because I spectate Lamalapas, he makes a mistake. Spectate Dvinho, he makes a mistake. Surely no Eva is not gonna make a mistake, right? Okay, it doesn't seem like it, yeah. It's very, very easy to mess up that sausage jump transition. Okay, never mind, Eva did mess up. I'm actually surprised how there's bigger gaps here than on Amplitude, honestly. Bits is good, but nowadays he doesn't compete as much, so he doesn't have the same, how can I say, he doesn't play much in like international competitive scenes, so he doesn't have the same environment as he used to have that kind of gain his reputation in the WoW. I feel like that's a bit also the case, Zulus, but I have seen other people also hunting and pushing the other maps quite a bit as well. Amplitude is definitely the hardest map, and I feel like that's what people really pushed it. Okay, so far, actually, Eva is leading somehow. Dvinho is 2nd, Bits 3rd, and Lamalapas 4th. So keep in mind, we basically have a cup mode Swiss, so it's kind of low-key triple elimination in a sense. So also the players then get at least decent paired up matches as well, so they get to play against people who are similar win-loss ratio. If you remember our FastPoint International tournament from last year, it's basically the same tournament format. Alright, Blush Pink. This map also had some alterations a bit made it. This was made a bit easier and to also fix one gear issue. That was present on the original map. But yeah, it's a basic speed techie. It's like, as mentioned, like maps outside of Amplitude are very track of the day, if that makes sense. Like this one is very momentum based one. 0.3 gap so far. You ever tried to risk that inside, but not too crazy. I believe there should be a settings. Oh, okay. The very end. If you are a bit too fast and you don't get a drift transition, you have to take the finish from the left side. And people who do get so we might see some crazy overtakes like that. So this is also a thing that we saw in the amateur tournament as well. This looks like an E map. It does a bit, maybe due to the map mods. But what do you actually think that around this kind of difficulty, instead of like the current E maps where there's like a crazy identity, whatever, like the map is just something like this in a sense. I feel like that would make it way more accessible for many players to play in World Tour. But we'll have to see how everything... Oh, what a turn by Bits there. Oh, it's gonna be close. Dvinho had to adapt. Bwah. Bits with the snipe. That's what I thought about this. Like, as soon as you go a bit wider, you have to take the left side and you get sniped by the inside line. I mean, the map itself is very easy to play through, but doing it fast is not that easy. Because you really gotta be, you know, proper. What is an E map? It's the easier versions of the... Basically in Trackmania World Tour, which is the official competitive circuits for Trackmania. In the global leagues, or TMGL, TMCL, they have harder versions of competitive maps, but there are E versions, which are easier ones, that are used in matchmaking and in open circuit regional tournaments. So when the people say E maps, then they refer to the maps that are used in matchmaking in the regionals. Honestly, this map has been kind of split two sides, either Dvinho or Bits. Eva was kind of there, but I think they realized that they really have to full send this. Yeah, Bits didn't get the line this time around, so he got the sideline. So 0.7. So 45s are pretty alright times on this. Let me check what's the world record, what could be the NT time. So the world record here is a 43.2. So I believe everything that is around like 0.6 or lower could be a pretty solid time overall. Alright, now it's Honey. This is kind of the last map that has not been showcased today. It's like a dirt grass hybrid. There is one part in the map where there is a part where you have to use a regrip line. I believe everything will be doing. No, a 43.2 is a world record on Pink Blush. A 43.5 is like... Basically, almost every single player's PB is like 0.5, 0.6. At least the slowest ones. Everyone else has a 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. But yeah, this, like as mentioned, every map outside of Amplitude are very track of the day in a sense. And this one also is kind of the grass dirt. So this part right here, there is this inside barrier and people want to go for the inside. So they get the full grip and they get this outside line on coming from the lower end and they want to go outside once again. Oh, Eva had a perfect demonstration. You had to do a bit of a recorrection of the line and everything like that. And this part where things might go different and Eva still maintains it. So 42.8. Let's check upon on times on this one. So world record here is a 42.3. So everything I believe of around like 0.7 or lower in rounds could probably be a good time. How often do I play Trackmania? Whenever I stream. I only really play the game when I stream, honestly. Everything else is just I do some setup stuff offline. Or some other stuff. Or like testing some apps or something. Oh, what is that line by Bits? You want to really close keep the skin marks close there at the exit point so you get a lot of momentum. Bits doesn't get the regrip properly as well. Yeah, Bits definitely not looking as himself in this match. This is just the first round though, so a lot of people have not played in tournaments for a good while. I believe last tournament for Bits was the Comic-Con Baltic tournament, which was like a year ago. So Bits definitely has not played in tournaments for a good while. So there's the excuse there, I guess. But yeah, pretty solid round. So 0.6s is the thing that, as mentioned, you know, what we kind of want to see as the solid times or round winning times, ideally. Yeah, Dvinho is on finalist. He was only 10 points away from this one. Let's see if we have some info on any other rounds so far. At the moment, not so much. If you want to see what's happening, what are the matchups in the other matches and everything like that, do exclamation mark brackets. There is an overview of how does the Swiss look like and everything like that, so you can see in what's gonna be happening as well. I'll be trying to update that as well, and you'll see kind of who will be even playing who in what group. So it's like a semi-automated bracket. Oh, 0.6 again. Oh, yeah, but what doing? But yeah, Dvinho closes out. He gets number one. So one thing to mention here is that whoever gets first or second, does the seeding does matter for the next round. So usually the who wins the round will get a bit easier matchup in the next round afterwards. So the same case also applies for third and fourth as well. So there's still one slot open on this one, and we got a full map rotation on this as well. So Dvinho did close it out, so he does get first, 100%. So he does go into 1-0 match then. But yeah, now they have to get to the next round. So one thing to mention as well, since Bits is currently on the advantage as well, if Bits does make it through, he will keep it as seed number 3 in the match. And so he won't have the, let's just say, the same kind of seeding coming into the next round. So basically you won't see Lamalapis and Bits in the same match in next round, that is. So Yevo actually wasn't too bad on this map. Bits has definitely been looking not that consistent on this. However, this time around, as we say, APAC tier round kind of thing, where the gaps are pretty big. I mean, this was the round 1 kind of match. As I mentioned, they only have one slot left, so Yeva definitely needs to win, so just even second place is not enough with this current points repartition. So I feel like the main focus is just for the second place on who gets the 6-pointers, as Bits is gonna close out the gap a bit. Yeah, 0.3, not the fastest times. I mean, low 59s are still alright. But I feel like when we're gonna be coming to like 1-0 or 2-0 matches today, I feel like that might not be enough. To give an idea, 0.3 is like 0.6 from world records, pace-wise. Oh, no Bits. Early touch there. Lithuanians a bit mudded. If he ever goes through this match, that is definitely an upset. So Bits just needs to get second. So he just needs to beat Lamalapas here, basically. Let's see if any other matches have been finished in the meanwhile. Doesn't seem like it just yet. Oh, Bits clips again. The finish timeout is 15 seconds, so there is a bit of time even if you have 2 mistakes. You can still finish in time. I don't think we'll see that many DNFers in this tournament. As mentioned, Lamalapas is the weakest player in this. And basically that kind of paints the low point in a sense. I think everyone has basically big joked around that if Lamalapas doesn't get last, then, you know. Because he got, the way how he got into Elite was, let's say, a very fortunate situation for him in that specific moment. And he did qualify into Elite from the placement event. Alright, Tieva just needs to take a win, and he will move up, or she will move up to the 1-0 match. A bit of overstep there from Bits. Pretty close field, actually. Bit of shame we don't have any Latvians in this match now, but Ieva is the, if you remember the name Kaspa, that is Ieva basically now. Oh, good start. Actually, Lomalapas is fighting a bit against Sveikilam. Welcome. I think Ieva does make this through. Ieva then gets second, which is done indeed. And we'll move it. And Bits does get third, and Lamalapas gets fourth. So Lamalapas and Bits are not going to be in the same match, because they're going to, like, the points do matter a bit. So you can get a bit easier group if you do get third. So that's how the format follows. It does say third here, but in reality, it's not going to be the case. Alright, so Dvinho and Ieva does move up from this match. Let's see what's happening in the other matches in the meanwhile. Oh, there's just one match left? Wait. Let me see the results. So we can see what's cooking. Okay, so there was Creedy and Karluki beat IDSP. Okay. I mean, it's kind of still based on goes as seeding goes, but here Kuzi is first. Wait, Auris. Okay, Auris inting cup mode as usual looks like, or I just joined at a specific time. Let's just say like that. So Kuzi does go through in the next rounds. Auris and Crazy Cats are double finalists then, and I believe they're going on the next map as well. Okay. Auris is kind of... I think most people do know him as a pretty fast player and everything like that. But... wait, who won the second one? Insider. Okay, Insider, one of the wildcards, I would say, of the tournaments. Like, personally, one of my, just say, hidden picks of a very good performance. You tied your PB last round? Nice one. Alright, we'll have to see how it goes here. So either Auris or Crazy Cats go to the next round. So to give an idea, if you see exclamation mark bracket, you can kind of see on who will be in what group already. So currently it looks like Creedy, Zira, and Vinyo will be in one group, and other group is Kuzi, Insider, Ieva, Karluki. So definitely one of the matches is a bit stronger, mainly because there had been a bunch of upsets actually being played around. Because there were only... Yeah, 50-50 of the matches. So out of the 4 matches, 2 of them had seeding upsets. So that's why it's some of the groups might look like crazy on paper, but the player skill, you know, just don't rate players by their names kind of thing. Crazy Cat bits, not the best situation. Unless Auris hits the finish or something like that, but... yeah, Auris does get second in this one. And he does get move up into the next 1-2 rounds. And with that, Crazy Cat does get third in this matchup. And... let's do like this. So it looks a bit weird, but with the dash in the standings. But it is how it is. But it's still very understandable to see who is in which match. Alright, so we had these matches being played out, so it's time for round 2. You can see the on exclamation mark brackets the matches. Wait 1 second, I need to cancel the round. Need to do this. And refresh. Correct. Yeah, so I believe we already have our match to watch. I feel like there should be no crazy comments or anything like that. I think we know the match to watch. I think this is a kinda, you know, basically decided we're gonna be watching this one. Creedy, Auris, Zir, and Vinyo. I believe that is basically set in stone. So other match 2 at the 1-0 round is gonna be Karluki, Kuzi, Insider, Ieva. One of the 0-1 matches is IDSP, Markelli, Bits, and match 4 at the bottom is Crazy Cat, Arvito, Lamalapas. So those are the matches for round 2, and we're 100% gonna watch this one. It's gonna be a banger already, and this is just round 2. So top 2 from this match and top 2 from this match will go to 2-0 round, and then basically on the order how they will basically